Good morning. In the statistic topic, in the statistic chapter, we are going to start the second topic, right? In the previous video, we are done with the quartile deviation and interquartile range, right? Now we are moving on to the next topic, and that topic is mean deviation, right? Mean deviation. Clear? Now this mean deviation, it can be calculated about mean, it can be calculated about median, and also this can be calculated about mode. So mean deviation can be calculated about any of the three central tendency: mean, median, or mode. In our curriculum, we are asked to only calculate the mean deviation about mean. So we are not going to go into median or mode. We will only learn how to calculate the mean deviation about mean. Clear? For all the three different types of data. We know that there are three different forms of data. Individual series, which we also call as simple distribution. Another is discrete series, and the third is continuous series. So now here the most important thing is, for calculating the mean deviation for all three different type of data, we need to know the appropriate formula. So the formula for the simple and or individual distribution is mean deviation is equal to sum of all the deviation about mean. This dxi is deviation about mean, right? I will explain you how do we calculate this. And then this is the number of data divided by number of data. So this is a very simple formula for calculating the mean deviation for the simple or individual distribution. Clear? N is the total number of data. So this is very simple. Just by counting the data, we can know what is the value of n. Now dx. Dx is x minus mean. This x bar is read as mean. That means whatever set of data we are given, we will calculate the mean. Mean means average, right? We will calculate the mean, and then each data has to be this mean has to be separated from each data, and that is called as the deviation. That is the deviation of the data about mean, right? So this dx is read as the deviation of the data about mean. Am I very clear? So when I solve the question, then all these points will be clear. Similarly, we have for the discrete or the continuous distribution, we have a similar formula. We have a common formula, which is sum of the product of frequency and the absolute value of the dxi. You can see here, this is the absolute value sign, right? So that means, first of all, we will calculate the value of dxi, and then we will leave the sign. Leaving the sign, the number is said to be mode or absolute value, right? So all this doubt will be clear to you when we take the example. Clear? Now here also dxi is calculated in the same way, x minus xi, whereas here for the continuous or discrete series, this mean is calculated little differently. For the individual distribution, this is simply calculated by adding all the data and dividing by the total number of data. Whereas in the case of frequency distribution table or in terms of discrete series, we will use this formula for finding the mean. So I am going to demonstrate everything to you, right? So for the time being, what I will suggest you is take a pause the video, and write down all this formula on a piece of paper, because when I do this question, right, you will require the formula. You will need the formula. Clear? It will make your work easy. Now, these two are to calculate the formula for the mean deviation. Now, we also need to know how to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation. Is this very clear? So, along with the mean deviation, I will also teach you how to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation, right? This mean deviation, it can be calculated in the form of number, or it can also be calculated in the form of percentage. So it depends on the need of the question, demand of the question. If the question tells us to calculate this in percentage, then we will use this formula. Otherwise, we will simply use this formula for finding the coefficient of mean deviation. So I will request you to pause this video and please write down all this formula on a piece of paper, and later on you can enter this formula in your formula notebook. Am I very clear? So first of all, write down this formula, then we are moving on to some questions. Thank you. Alright. So now we are going to start with question number 2. Now before I start, I will tell you that this mean deviation topic we are supposed to do from class 12 textbook, right? Not our class 11 textbook. So I know that you all do not have the class 12 maths textbook. So in that case, I will be giving you the question, right? You will have the question on the board, so you will be able to understand. Also, I will send you the soft copy of those exercise for doing your assignment. Okay, so I will send you this PDF form copy to your WhatsApp group. Clear? So from there you can take the question and then you can complete your assignment after completion of this topic. Clear? So with this we are moving on to, first of all, question number 2. This question number 2 is the example for the simple or individual distribution. Am I very clear? So we are going to start. The question we have is question number 2. Now solution is, first of all, this is simple distribution or individual distribution. So we will only have the raw data. Clear? So I am writing this raw data on the board. This raw data I can mark as X. Is this very clear? So the first data we have is 21, then 23, 25, right? 28, 30, 32, 38, 39, 46 and 48. So we have this many data. Is this clear? Now for this many data we have to find out the mean deviation. So first of all, what we need is, we need the mean of all this. Clear? So what we can do is, to find out the mean of this data, we need to have the sum of all this data. We need to have the sum of all this data divided by the total number of data. So 21 plus 23 plus 25 plus 28 plus 30 plus 32 plus 38 plus 39 plus 46 plus 48. So we are finding the mean. You know, very simple, no? It's very easy. You have learned this in your lower class. Finding the mean. Mean is also said to be average, right? And then this is to be divided by the total number of data. So total number of data is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is divided by 10. Is this very clear? So now you can add, and when you add all this, it is coming as equal to 330 divided by 10. And therefore your average came to 33, because this 0 and this will cancel. So this is your average. Clear? Now with this average, with the help of this average, we will now find out the deviation of the data about mean. Clear? dx, which is denoted as dxi. Clear? And this, how do we calculate? This we calculate by subtracting this mean from the data. So x minus x bar. Am I very clear? Now let us subtract. So 21 minus 33 is minus 12. 23 minus 33 minus 10. Clear? Then 25 minus this is minus 8. 28 minus 33 minus 5. 30 minus 33 minus 3. Then 32 minus 33 minus 1. 38 minus 33 positive 5. 39 minus 33 positive 6. 46 minus 33 positive 13. Positive 13. And 48 minus 33 is positive 15. Is it very clear? Now, after this, we need to have the mode. If you see the formula, your formula is mean deviation. Mean deviation. The formula is mean deviation is summation of, we will read this as sum of mode of dxi, all the deviation, divided by n. So now we need to have this one. Already dxi is calculated, but now what we need is, we need the absolute value of that dxi. So we will have one more column here. So dxi mode, this is the mode column. Is this very clear? So now we are going to create the third column. Now you know the meaning of this mode. Mode means write the number, leaving the sign. Clear? So let us do that. So this is 12, this is 10, this is 8, this is 5, this is 3, this is 1, this is 5, this is 6, this is 13, and this is 15. Is this very clear? Now, for the formula, what you need is, you need the sum of all these deviations, right? So let us find out the sum of all this deviation. So I will write here sum of all the deviation. So when you add all this number, your sum is coming as equal to 78. The sum is coming as 78. Am I understood? So the sum is 78, and now finally we are in a position to calculate the mean deviation using this formula. So mean deviation, the formula you know, summation of dxi divided by n. So summation of dxi we have calculated 78. So 78, and this is divided by the total number of data. How many data we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So divided by 10. Is this very, very clear? So this answer comes as equal to 7.8. This is your answer. This is our mean deviation. Is it very, very clear? Now, after this we have calculated, actually in the question, they are asking us only to calculate the mean deviation. So here, this is the end of the question, right? This is the end of your question. You have calculated the mean deviation. But I am teaching you something outside, beyond the question, because my purpose is to also teach you how to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation. So for that reason, now we are going to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation. Coefficient of mean deviation. Clear? For this, the formula you have already written. The coefficient of mean deviation is mean deviation divided by mean. Is this very clear? Very simple. So now mean deviation we have calculated as equal to 7.8. So this is 7.8 divided by mean. That mean we calculated was 33. So now using calculator, you can find out the value, and the value of this one is coming as 0.24. This is your coefficient of mean deviation. Is it very, very clear? Now, suppose one more thing. If they ask us to calculate this coefficient of mean deviation in percentage, then what we will do is simply we will multiply it by 100, right? Then it will get converted into percentage. So coefficient, let us write that also. Coefficient of mean deviation in percentage is equal to 0.24, and then actually there is 3 also. So let us multiply it by 100, and therefore your answer is 24.3, and this is in percentage. So now we are done with the type 1 question, which is the mean deviation about mean for the simple or individual distribution. Now once again a very quick recap. This is the data. This is your question, right? As you can see the question, this is your data. Now what we need is, we need to find out the deviation. But before the deviation, we need to have the mean of all this data. So first of all, we have calculated the mean of all the data here, and we got this answer as equal to 33. Now each data, this mean will be subtracted from each data, and you will get called as deviation, right? So this deviation is calculated. after this deviation is calculated, we are then calculating the mode of those deviations. That means leave the sign and write the number. So we did that, and after that we have calculated the sum of all the deviation, and then we got it as 78. So our table work is done. Now finally we are going to calculate the mean deviation. Mean deviation is sum of this all the deviation divided by the total number of data. So we got this as 7.8. So this is the completion of your question. Beyond that, if they ask us to calculate, only if they ask us to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation, then we will calculate this, otherwise not. Okay, so please be very mindful when you read the question. Here my purpose is to teach you this concept also, therefore I have added this part in this question, though this is not the part of question. Right? Coefficient of mean deviation, use this formula and calculate, and then if you have to give this answer in percentage, further multiply this by 100 and you get this coefficient of mean deviation in percentage. Hope I could make you clear with the mean deviation about mean for the simple or individual distribution. Am I clear? Hope so. Thank you. Now we are moving on to type 2 question. This is the discrete series question, right? I'm taking question number 4. So first of all, let me write the 2 columns given in the question, right? The first column named as X column. The first column is named as X, and another column is named as frequency column. Clear? So now X column is 3, 9, 17, 23 and 27. Clear? Now the frequency is here 8, 10, 12, 9 and 5. This is our question. Clear? Now if you look at the formula, you have to find out the deviation, right? You need the deviation first of all. And for any kind of question you need the deviation, and for the deviation you require the mean. So first of all we are going to work for the mean. So for this discrete series question, how do we find out the mean? Let us see that. We need to have this another column, that is the fx column. Fx column. Clear? This fx column. This fx column we can calculate by multiplying these two. So this is 24, this is 90, this is 204, 204, 23 9s are 207 and 27 5s are 135. Clear? Now what we need is, for finding the mean, we need the sum of this product of f and x, and we need the sum of all the frequency. Is it okay? So by adding this we will get 660. The sum of all the product of f and x is 660, and similarly the sum of all the frequency is calculated 44. Is it very clear? Now after this is calculated, now we will first of all quickly find out the mean. We will quickly find out the mean, and that mean is, I will show you here. The mean is equal to sum of the product of f and x divided by sum of all the frequency. This is how we calculate for the discrete series. So this is calculated to be 660, and this is divided by the total number of frequency 44, and when you simplify, your mean is coming as equal to 15. Is this very clear? Now once this is calculated, now the next thing that we have to find out is the deviation column. The deviation column. So we are now going to create the deviation column. Deviation column. Is it okay? Deviation column. So we are now going to find out the deviation. You know now that how we calculate the deviation column? X minus mean. X minus mean. Your mean is this and your x is this. So just simply go on subtracting. So 3 minus 15 minus 12. 9 minus 15 minus 6. 17 minus 15 positive 2. 23 minus 15 positive 8. 27 minus 15 positive 12. Is this very clear? After this, now what we have to do is we have to find out the mode of this we will find out mode of this deviation column. Mode of deviation column, and for mode we put this two vertical line. Now from here let us drop the sign. That will be said as mode of. So this is 12, this is just 6, this is only 2, this is 8, and this is 12. Is this very clear? Now after finding this, now according to the formula you need to have the sum of the product of f and dxi. Clear? Therefore now we are going to create the column f and the product of f and dxi. F and dxi. Okay. The main is the table work. If you can remember from the formula, you have to relate and then you have to see that what are the columns required. Now I am going to calculate the product of f and dxi. So 12 8s are 96. 10 6s are 60. 12 2s are 24. 9 8s are 72. And 12 5s are 60. So we got the product of all this. And now finally we need to have the sum of all these products, because this is a requirement in your formula. You need to have the numerator for calculating the mean deviation. I will give you the formula. Let me first of all write down the sum. So the sum of this all is coming as equal to 312. 312. Is it understood? Any doubt? Now I am going to give you the formula to calculate the mean deviation. So mean deviation, let us calculate. Mean deviation formula, the formula which I gave you was mean deviation is equal to, for the discrete series or continuous distribution, the formula is sum of the product of f and dxi divided by sum of the frequency. Sum of the frequency. And for that reason, for the requirement only, we have created this column. Right? Clear? Now you can please connect here. These two are in your question. These two columns are the part of your question. Right? For finding the mean, because we are calculating the mean deviation about mean. So therefore the first priority you have to give it for calculating the mean. So we are calculating the mean, and for the discrete series, continuous series, the formula for calculating the mean is this. Okay? And according to this, we are in need of the product of f and x column. So we calculated, then we got the sum of all this product, we got it. And then finally we have divided by the sum of the frequency and we got the mean. So that was the requirement of this formula. Now for this formula we need this dxi. So dxi calculated, then we are in need of mode of dxi and then the product of f into dxi. Clear? Now everything is completed, all the table work is done. We are only going to find out the final answer. So this is now product or sum of all this product is 312. So 312 divided by sum of the frequency, which is equal to 44. 44. So 312 divided by 44, your answer is coming as equal to 7.09. This is our mean deviation. Is this very clear? This is our mean deviation. Now, this is the end of the question. Question ends here itself, okay? Because the question is only asking us to calculate the mean deviation. But now beyond the question, we are also going to learn to calculate the coefficient of mean deviation. Clear? The formula I already gave you. The mean deviation divided by mean. Clear? And therefore, the mean deviation we have calculated is 7.09 and the mean we calculated was 15, so divided by 15. Is this very clear? And finally, the answer is coming as 0.473. This is your coefficient of mean deviation. Am I understood now? Now, this again I am going to show you. If you have to express this mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviation in percentage, then further we will just multiply it by 100. So now, once again, coefficient of mean deviation in percentage. Clear? So in that case, 0.473, no need of writing the formula because already we have calculated, into 100. So your answer is 47.33. percentage. This is how we calculate the mean deviation about mean for discrete series question. Clear? The mean deviation, after this we will be moving on to the continuous distribution, but I'm telling you, once if you have understood the mean deviation for the discrete series question, you will not have any problem in finding the mean deviation for the continuous distribution also. Is it okay? So if you want to see the very quick recap, these two columns are the part of your question, right? So from here we have, according to the need of the, first of all you have to understand the formula very well. This is dxi. Dxi, how do we calculate? This is the difference of x and mean. X and mean. X already you have, and then you require the mean. That is why the first thing that we are doing is we are calculating the mean. And for the discrete series or for the continuous distribution, this will be the formula for calculating the mean. So we need to have the product of all fx, therefore we calculated the product column of f and x, and then we calculated the sum of all this product. And then that is, this sum is divided by sum of all the frequency, you got the mean. After the mean is calculated, you are in a position to calculate this deviation column. So deviation column is calculated by using the formula x minus x bar, right? How do we calculate this deviation? Deviation dxi is calculated by using the formula x minus x mean. This formula already I gave you in the previous question, right? Please remember, every time this is the formula for calculating the deviation. Am I clear? So using this formula we calculated this one, and then after that we have to find out the mode of this column. So we calculated the mode. Finally at the end we have to find the product column, product of f and mode of dxi. We calculated, then we calculated the sum of this all, and finally we got the mean deviation and also the coefficient of mean deviation. Right? The topic is not at all difficult. You will definitely enjoy this. Right? Basically you have to remember the formula, and you know very well that in class 11 and 12 you already get this formula in the question paper. So if you have just used this formula, I'm not asking you to memorize it. If you can use the formula every time you solve a question, the image of that formula will get formed in your mind, and next time when you go for the exam and you turn the question paper, by looking at the formula you will automatically know that which formula is to be used for this type of question. Clear? So after this we will now move to next last type question. Thank you. Now we are moving on to the mean deviation for the continuous distribution question, and for this I am taking question number 7. So let me first of all write down the two things that we have in the question, right? The first thing that we have in the question is the score, that is the class interval. We have score, right? This is the score we have, and then we have the frequency column. So I will keep some space in the frequency distribution, in the continuous distribution question or in the frequency distribution table question. I always keep some space between the class interval and then the frequency column. I will tell you, you will know the reason automatically by the end of this question. So first we have is 140 to 150, 150 to 160, 160 to 170, 170 to 180, 180 to 190, 190 to 200. We have this many class interval, right? And then we need to write down the frequency. We need to have the frequency. The frequency is 4. For this another we have 6. Then we have, for this we have 10. For this we have 18. Then for this we have 9. And for the last we have is 3. Is it okay? This is our question. Now you can see here I left some space. I told you that I am leaving some space here in between. Okay. The reason is because we are going to use the same formula for the continuous distribution, right? The same previous formula, right? Previous formula. And we need the deviation, right? because this is deviation question. Without deviation we cannot calculate, and the deviation can be calculated about mean, right? Therefore we need the mean, and for mean you must require the x column. You require the x column. So to have this x column, we kept some space. This space is kept for creating the x column. For x column. Is it alright? Now we are going to create this x column. How do we create this x column? Very simple. You have to find the mid value of the lower limit and the upper limit. Clear? You have to find the mid value of the lower limit and the upper limit. Mid value means you can find out the average of these two. So 140 plus 150, 290. 290 divided by 2 will be 145. So this becomes your x value. 145. Am I very clear? Now you know the width of this class interval is 10. For all the class interval is 10. Therefore the difference between the two consecutive class mark also will be 10 only. Hereafter we don't need to calculate. We just go on adding 10, 10. So this becomes 155. 155. This will become 165. This becomes 175. This becomes 185. And this becomes 195. Is this very clear? Now after x and as soon as this is calculated, now the remaining all the work is same as your previous question. There is no difference. So now we are immediately going to find out the mean. And you know, for this type of question, how do you find out the mean? You need to have the f and x column. Clear? The product of f and x column. So now we are going to multiply. So 145 into 4, 580. You can use calculator. 580. 155 into 6, 930. 165 into 10, 1650. Right? 175 into 18 is 3150. 3150. Then 185 into 9 is 1665. 1665. And last one is 585. Clear? Now you got this product. So we can have the sum of all this product and we can have sum of all the frequency. With this we will be able to find out the mean. So the sum of all the product of f and x is 8560. And sum of all the frequency is 50. Clear? Now we are going to find out the average. We are going to find out the mean. So let us find out the mean here. X mean is equal to, sum of, the formula is sum of all the product of f and x divided by sum of all the frequency. This gives you the mean. Every time I am giving the formula. This is 8560. 8560 divided by sum of all the frequency. This is 50. And finally, when you divide, you are getting this mean as equal to 171.2. So you got your mean. Clear? After this mean is calculated, now what next? Now we can find out dxi. Clear? You know how to find out the dxi, right? So the difference of x column with the mean. Clear? So the difference, let us find out the deviation. Deviation is minus 26.2 minus 16.2 minus 6.2 3.8 positive 13.8 and then last is 23.8. So we calculated the deviation by subtracting the mean from the class mark. This is called as class mark, x value. Clear? And now we will find out the mode of the deviation. Mode of deviation. Mode of deviation, dxi. So mode of dxi is very simple. Leave the sign and write the number. 26.2, no sign. 16.2, no sign. 6.2, no sign. 3.8, no sign. 13.8, no sign. 23.8, no sign. Clear? Now for the formula, we need to have one more column, that is the product of f and dxi. So we will create one more column, f and dxi. Okay, now let us calculate this last column. So the first product is 104.8. Clear? Then 97.2. 6.2. Sorry, 6 not 6.2, 62, because 6.2 into 10. Then next one is 68.4. 68.4. Next 124.2. 124.2. And then the last one is 71.4. 71.4. Clear? Now finally we have to get the sum of all this product. So when we calculated the sum of all this, we are getting this as equal to 528. Right? Sum of the frequency is already calculated. Now we are going to find out the mean deviation. So let us calculate the mean deviation. Mean deviation, I will calculate here. Mean deviation, you know the formula is what? Mean deviation formula is sum of f dxi divided by sum of all the frequency. So this is 528 and sum of all the frequency is 50. So finally, using the calculator, the mean deviation is coming as equal to 10.56. 10.56. And this is the end of your question. This is the end of your question. But for the other two questions also, after calculating the mean deviation about mean, I have also demonstrated calculating the coefficient of mean deviation. So for this question also, I am going to show you the coefficient of mean deviation. So coefficient of mean deviation. This is the formula is mean deviation divided by mean. Clear? Mean deviation we calculated is 10.56. 10.56, and the mean we calculated was equal to 171.2. 171.2, and using the calculator you get the value of this as 0.062. That's all. Clear? And now this coefficient, if you have to express in percentage, further multiply by 100. So coefficient, last part, coefficient of mean deviation is equal to this into 100. So 0.062 into 100, and your final answer is 6.2, and this is in percentage. So this is the end of your mean deviation about mean for all three different type of data. Clear? After this, I will be sending you the assignment. So please enjoy this mathematics, and please remember once again at the end I am telling you that all these questions we have taken from class 12 textbook, right? We are asked to solve this dispersion chapter from class 12 textbook. So I will be sending you the soft copy of this exercise in your WhatsApp group. With this, thank you so much. Keep watching the video and enjoy learning maths. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.